On September 20th, 2017, we all watched as Hurricane Maria pummeled the island of Puerto Rico, killing almost 3,000 people in its wake. Federal aid was painfully slow, and now, 18 months later, the island is still suffering. But on March 15, 2019, in the first meeting of its kind, citizens traveled from across Puerto Rico to meet in San Juan with a U.S. congressional delegation to air their grievances about the continued slow pace of recovery. Just a year ago, our family and our staff took an emotional journey to do our part to help survivors of Hurricane Maria. 1 year later, we look back. It was the storm that changed everything. On September 20th, 2017, powerful Category 4 Hurricane Maria made history as the strongest storm to hit the tranquil island of Puerto Rico in 89 years. Maria's 155-mile-an-hour winds plunged the island into total darkness. Heavy rains triggered severe flooding, cut communication lines, and blocked access to water and medical care. Aside from having a home ourselves on the island, we have many friends in Puerto Rico and several employees with family we were all unable to reach. We felt so heartbroken and helpless. And while the people of Puerto Rico are incredibly proud, resilient, and strong, it's what happened after the storm that was most devastating. A botched recovery by an indifferent administration, long on excuses.
It's very tough because it's an island. In Texas, we can ship the trucks right out there, and we can do. We've gotten A+ on Texas and on Florida.
And short on solutions. Much needed food, baby supplies, and medicine either got stuck in Puerto Rican ports or rotted in the hot island sun. On top of all of this, a federal austerity program has cut pensions for the elderly and reduced government subsidies to towns already buckling under the ravages of the hurricane. This is when we knew we had to set our own armies moving forward. So in concert with our own not-for-profit Trig House and World Series champion Carlos Beltran's Foundation, we pulled together our friends, family, and staff and headed to Puerto Rico, taking what we could with us, and FedEx pitching in to ship the rest.
Oh my God. I love you. I knew it. I knew it.
Our staff member Ismail is the strong, silent type, but when he was finally able to hug his mother, all of us felt the power of his embrace.
The last time I was in Puerto Rico was, I would say, 10 years ago.
Ismail has been like family to us for almost 10 years, and he's helped us, he's helped raise our children. And when the storm hit, he couldn't reach you, and he was so worried about you.
I was mad at you, but even though it's not your fault, I'm like, well, why didn't they call me?
You're right. I was crying. Oh my God.
So how bad was the storm here?
Yeah, I lost everything.
Was
the water
inside?
Inside the water from the sea, the Malecón, and then there's a river that goes by here.
Oh, so you got it from both. Oh, have they been responding, helping the residents out? No? Do you have electric?
No.
No.
And if there's anyone, sounds like there's only 3 families here, but if there's anyone in the neighborhood that you think could use any help, please share it with them.
There's not many neighbors left. Everybody else is gone. All the houses are empty because gets flooded by just raining. It gets flooded. So everybody decided to leave.
Take care of your mama, always. I'm a mama. I want him to always take care of you. Puerto Rico became a United States territory in 1898, acquiring it from Spain after the Spanish-American War. It's considered by some to be the oldest and most populous colony in the world today. There have been many attempts to grant Puerto Rico statehood, and all have failed. For a little perspective, Hawaii, which became a U.S. territory in 1900, became a state by 1959. But Puerto Rico is part of the United States. Its citizens are American citizens. They pay taxes here. They serve in our military. They are part of our country. Their pain is our pain. We came to this community center along with the Carlos Beltran Foundation to help some of the people that live here. How long have you been without power, without electricity?
¿Qué tanto hemos llevado? Como 3 meses. 3 months.
3 months.
No,
Wow.
3 months. No light.
No lights.
No. With no light.
These 3 months, and it's not easy because Maria though was like too strong.
I'm so sorry. Well, I'm glad you have your life and your family.
That's important. Yeah.
Yes. And so you can see the people have come from the community and lined up here just looking for our help, looking for whatever we can do to help them. They don't have clean water, so we brought water bottles courtesy of Coca-Cola. We also brought solar lights and we brought water filtration systems. It's a group effort here. It's Trig House, Lexington Plastic Surgeons, our home staff, our crews here in Puerto Rico, and we're all just kind of banding together to help make a difference.
Hola a todos. Mi familia, mis amigos han venido los Estados Unidos, Nueva York, para ayudar. Tenemos una casa, tenemos hogar en esta isla, en Río Grande. Puerto Rico es en nuestros corazones. Esta isla es muy importante que todo el mundo, pero la gran tormenta afecta a mucha gente. La tormenta es horrible, pero con ayuda con el mundo podemos reconstruir esta isla. Es muy importante que cada persona ayuda a otra persona. Es muy importante. Esta razón mi familia aquí, esta razón mis amigos aquí para ayuda.
Doing the effort to help us out, and every little help is appreciated from the heart.
Thank you very much. Okay? Thank you very much.
What moved me so much was seeing the resilience of the children of Puerto Rico. And it warmed my heart to see my own kids not only helping to distribute goods, but also playing with the children from the island and helping them forget for just a moment how hard things are.
As I was trying to say in Spanish, and it may not have come across all that clear, but if each one of us can help one person, we will have made a difference.
These are the people that could make it here, but we're told that a lot of people in the neighborhoods couldn't get here because they are displaced, they might be elderly or handicapped. So after we do this here, we're going to then go individually to some of those residences and take some of these same supplies to those individuals to try to help them since they can't get out. We wanted to start with the sick and shut-in at a local nursing home. How many residents do you have here?
There's
70 residents.
Mucho gusto que conocerte.
So Marlene, can you tell them on behalf of the Joneses and Trig House that we just wanted to come and bring some holiday cheer and wish them a happy Three Kings Day?
So la familia quiere decir que quería venir y traer cosas para ustedes y quería mandarle amor.
Aquí, el edificio de aquí se destruyó completo.
Oh, right across the street was completely destroyed.
Really?
Nada.
Wow.
Dios.
So she said that God was protecting them because right across that little street was completely destroyed and totaled.
But they were still without access to food and water.
Te puedo enseñar a la persona que lleva más tiempo con nosotros.
She wants to show you guys the person that has been here the longest.
Oh.
Okay.
She's our baby.
Oh. Hi, hola. Hello.
¿Cómo está, mi amor? Estoy bien. Como yo, ok. Te amo. Te amo, yo también. Ay, sí.
Are you from New York?
Yes.
That's nice.
Have you been to New York?
Yes.
Yes.
For a little.
We'll all be here one day. And hopefully we'll have angels just like you to help all of us one day. Next, we travel to some of the outlying neighborhoods where people have been stranded for months with no food or drinking water. This is on behalf of Trig House, which is my name, and Carlos Beltran Foundation. God bless. Thank you. Thank you so much. This elderly woman is bedridden. Her only source of light is from the sun streaming through her window. You have light now. You're very, very welcome. God bless her. Bye-bye. Adios. If only we could all see the world through a child's eyes. Hey, did you get me? I better move, huh? Their laughter could be heard throughout this neighborhood where there's no electricity or refrigeration. Hello.
Hi there. Juan Rivera, my mom.
Kathleen.
Michael, nice to meet you. ¿Es agua para tú? So in 3 months, no one has come here? En 3 meses nadie vinieron?
La alcaldesa, nadie. Nobody.
And so she's disabled and still no help. No help.
Hola.
Some agua?
Agua.
Sí.
¿Cómo estás? Este para tú. Y agua y comida. Es para tú. Es un poco, pero es algo.
Does he live by himself alone?
No, he's
He's somebody
there.
Someone's with him? Okay.
El pastor, ¿verdad? Sí.
Dándote gracias por este día, por esta vida, por este ser humano.
Amen.
God bless you.
God bless you.
God bless.
He's the pastor.
Thank you. Mucho gracias. Bye-bye.
Nos vemos.
Sí, nos vemos.
Here was this wheelchair-bound man living in abhorrent conditions, praying for us. I couldn't help but be moved.
It's part of your mission.
That just breaks my heart,
I
though.
know.
I mean, he's praying for us. He's thanking us. This is why we do what we do.
Coming all the way
Oh,
over
thank you, God, for letting us do this.
Yes.
Man.
That's why you have so many blessings. It's all. How do you say it in English? Karma?
Karma.
We came to Puerto Rico to help families in need, but a member of our own family, Marlene, needed our help as well. Her father died right before the hurricane, and with travel disrupted, Marlene was left to mourn in New York over 1,600 miles away. Once Maria hit, many of the newer graves were washed away.
The cemetery closes in a half an hour. I doubt we're going to get there in time.
And Marlene had to know if her father's resting place was safe.
I'm ready to climb a fence if I have to. We can walk down there. So he's buried with my uncle. She said there's a local guy that's always at the gate. His name is Guillo, and he knows where everyone is buried.
Breaking in.
Oh my gosh.
I'm scared, and the reason that I'm scared is because he was buried so close to the hurricane. The hurricane was September 20th, and he was buried at the end of August. A lot of the new, freshly buried caskets in some cemeteries floated away.
I just want to warn you, I'm sure I'm going to break down as soon as I see it. And I have a feeling I'm getting close.
With hundreds of grave sites, it seems impossible to locate the one where Marlene's father might have been buried. But then something strange happened. Our sound man started picking up interference in his boom mic.
I'm getting a huge, like I just passed this, no joke, and I felt like a big sigh of relief.
The hardest thing for me is to get there and know that he's not there and that happened to him. That would just break me. So I'm hoping that, you know, we can find him and I'll be able to say what I have to say to him.
Each of us searched the graveyard, reading every tombstone until the sun started to set.
I feel lost. Lord, I come to you in the mighty name of Jesus. To give me this vision and the sight to find my Father. Lord, I'm here to pay my respect because I wasn't here when you died. Lord, just please clear my path so I can find him.
We all pitched in, my children, their friends, even my husband walked up and down the aisles. When suddenly, out of nowhere, the town sheriff showed up. We were certain we were going to be arrested.
Hay el nombre de mi tío y una placa para mi papá.
Busca la tumba cerca. Habla contigo que es donde está la que siempre va a estar sentado allí.
En la primera
Exacto.
But instead of stopping us, the police decided they would help. They led us to the one person who knows this graveyard, every tombstone by name.
Is that Iyo?
Un placer conocerte. Gracias.
And where did Guillo tell us to go? Exactly where our sound man picked up that interference. It's as if her father was saying, I'm here.
Gracias. I came, puppy. I left you a little note. I left him a note. He already knows it's 2 sentences. Every time we would hang up the phone, I would just say, I love you more. So it just says, I love you more. Oh, I feel so happy right now. Thanks, guys.
Letting us share this with you.
Oh,
It's
thank
really
you so
special,
much.
Marlene. It's
Thank
really
you.
special.
I'm glad I got to share with you guys. Oh, this guy, I love him. He's a great kid. All right.
It has always impressed me how Puerto Rico has banded together during this terrible year. But the fight isn't over. In another failed response effort, 20,000 pallets of water, about 10 for every resident, just sat, baking on an airport tarmac. These bottles were discovered on the same day that Trump patted his administration on the back for its response to the hurricane.
I think that Puerto Rico was an incredible, unsung success.
Aside from denying Hurricane Maria's death toll, President Trump, through most of the recovery process, resorted to shaming the people of Puerto Rico for not being able to recover without appropriate mainland U.S. aid.
We're closely coordinated with the territorial and local governments, which are totally and unfortunately unable to handle this catastrophic crisis on their own, just totally unable to.
In late March, at a private lunch with Republican senators, President Trump further demeaned Puerto Rico, now claiming it's getting too much aid and misusing it.
Now, I hate to tell you, Puerto Rico, but you've thrown our budget a little out of whack.
But before the storm hit, Puerto Rico voted on statehood, and 97% of votes cast were in favor. Puerto Rico's importance to the United States is not lost on some 2020's Democratic presidential hopefuls. A few of them have already visited this year, with more scheduled to come. And while the island is getting back to normal and some pockets are doing very well, there are others that are still suffering. People who fled the storm have no home to return to, so some neighborhoods remain helpless. But what we hope is that in sharing our humanitarian journey, you too will be inspired to help the citizens of Puerto Rico on the road to recovery. Life goes on, but even after all this time, the people in Puerto Rico are facing a true humanitarian crisis. Homes remain without roofs, debris still needs to be cleared, and roads need to be repaired. We're only one family, but part of being a humanitarian is being a global citizen. To quote the Dalai Lama, "Love and compassion are necessities, not luxuries. Without them, humanity cannot survive." Thank you for watching.